Okay, so I have logged into my AWS console, and currently the instance which we had created yesterday is in stopped state. So it's mandatory, please understand, it's mandatory to, once you are done, stop the instance, otherwise it will consume your credit. Okay, so instance in running state consumes the credit, whereas if you stop the instance, don't terminate the instance, there is a difference between the two. Terminating will delete the instance altogether, you will lose everything whatever you have done so far on that instance, whereas stopping will keep the instance, but it would be in a stopped state. You can anytime, if whenever you wish to, you can start the instance again. So currently my instance is in stopped state. Now if I want to start it, I have to simply check mark this and I'll right click and I'll say start instance. So it will start the instance. Okay, so I have started the instance.
I have one query, Pranaday. So what is meant by consuming the credit is my first question. And then if we are telling about instance, right? So instance is nothing but we are creating a virtual machine only.
Correct,
right?
correct, exactly.
Okay.
So consuming a credit meaning what? Like when you open an account on AWS or even on Azure, you get few services to work for free, but until certain limit. Like on, let's say, Azure, you get a $200 credit. So once you consume the entire $200 credit, then you will have to pay them. I'm getting my point. So
okay, so will we get any intimation before?
Yeah, exactly. We will get. That's why always remember that whenever you will create an EC2 instance, once you are done, then stop that instance. Now currently the instance which we are working, it's not very high-end instance. It's not very high-end, but there are instances which are which are of 32 GB RAM, some TB hard disk. So the consumption is far more in case of those instances than the one which we are using. But it should be a practice that stop the EC2 instance once you are done. Okay, now I have started the instance again. It's in running state. Now I'm going to run it. I'm going to connect to it. So for that, let me go to the directory where I have kept my PEM file. Yeah, here it is. I'll just right click and open git bash, because from git bash we are able to connect, but from command prompt we are still facing the same issue, which we will definitely go and check, but let's not waste time in that right now. Let's go to the actions and connect, go to the SSH client. Here also, from here also we can connect. Let's copy this and run this command here. So it will connect your EC2 instance. Okay, and once the connection is done, then we can work on it. So let it connect. Okay, let's wait for some time. Ideally it doesn't take this. Okay, so it says that it's timed out. Okay, let's check what is the problem. Okay, so it is not able to connect. So let's check. So the first problem could be that the instance which we are trying to connect, let's check the security group inbound rule there. Yeah, this is the security group and this is the inbound rule. Do you see this inbound rule? So this is the inbound rule. Let's go to the security group and let's check the inbound rule. edit inbound rule. Let me see. Okay, so now I think my my IP address is changed. So let's use, for now let's use anywhere, save rule, and let's run the command again. Yes, so right, so now I am connected to my EC2 instance. So this is my EC2 instance. This is the private IP of my EC2 instance. I can see here, though I cannot use it from here, but still it shows me. And this is the user, current user. I am logged in inside that EC2 instance, Ubuntu. Okay, so we are now inside our EC2 instance. Now what we want to do here is we want to install a Docker here on this instance, Ubuntu. So to install Docker on Ubuntu system, we need to run few commands. So install, I'll just Docker on Ubuntu. So this is their official web page, Docker's official web page, install Docker engine on Ubuntu, and we have to just follow the steps here. So installation methods, yeah, this is the method we are going to follow. This apt get update, I'll tell you what is this apt is. So this is basically a package manager on Ubuntu, meaning in case of node application, if you remember, we had done npm install, so which installs all the packages from this package.json. So every operating system, okay, be it Windows, be it Ubuntu, be it Red Hat, every operating system has got its package manager, meaning whenever you want to install anything right on that system, you can download that. That's there, you can download the setup. When it is on Windows machine, you can download the setup of anything you want to install, and you can download the setup, you can run that installation wizard and you can install it. That is one way we do the installation. Another way we can do the installation on even on Windows is using Chocolate framework. I don't know whether you have heard of it or not, but there is a Chocolate. This is a package manager on Windows. This Chocolate. So this is a package manager, Chocolate. So using this package manager also you can install the different things like curl, say Docker, Kubernetes Helm, Kubernetes CLI, different things, whatever you wish to install. So for example, if I want to install curl using Chocolate, I can do that. See, so there is a command to it, a Chocolate. See here, choco install curl. This is the command. Now if I hit this command, it will install the curl on my system. See, I'll say yes, and it will install the curl on my system. See, it is downloading the curl and it will install it. So on Windows also we have a package manager called Chocolate. We need to install the Chocolate before we can use it. I'll show you how to install it. On my system I already have it. Install Chocolate. This is the Chocolate framework. So you need to basically start the PowerShell as an administrator like this. Once you start the PowerShell as an administrator, you have to copy this command, which will install Chocolate on your system. Simple as that. I already have the Chocolate, but I'll just put it in our document and I'll share it with you after the session. So installing.
Pranay, can you just show me the command which we have to copy in the PowerShell ones?
Sure, just a minute. I'll just paste it in our chat if you want.
I just opened this chocolate.org, so I can also copy it from there.
So here on this chocolate.org/install this page, if you scroll down, this is the page. If you scroll down here, how to run following command, and there is a command there. So you can just simply click on this copy button, which will copy your command. Remember, your PowerShell must be started with administrator privileges.
Okay.
Okay, you have to start PowerShell as an admin. Then only you would be able to run this command to install this. Okay, so I'll just mention it here. Open PowerShell as administrator and run following command. So you can install Chocolate in this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the point is, the way we have Chocolate package manager on Windows, there is a package manager on Ubuntu called apt-get. Okay. So it's an apt-get is a package manager on Ubuntu. So we are first running apt-get and update. Yes, Ramesh, if you have a question, let's talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so in that PowerShell, when we are pasting that command, so after pasting that, like how can we ensure that Chocolate is installed?
So once you paste, you will hit the enter, it will start the installation. It will in between ask you for the confirmation the way it had asked me for here, the curl. And yeah, I mean, once you are done with that, you can maybe, if you want to check, you can open the command prompt and even run choco install curl. So if you are able to install the curl, it means the Chocolate is installed properly.
Okay.
Right, but okay, we will see it. I mean, I'll ask you to share the screen maybe after some time, and then we will check.
Yeah, I think it was installed because it is telling me when I put choco install curl, it is telling me, do you want me to continue?
Correct. So it means the choco is installed and it is asking the confirmation for the curl installation. So it means you are done.
Okay. Yeah, I think curl is getting installed, so Chocolate is also installed then. Yeah, thanks.
Correct. So now the point here is, the way we have a Chocolate package manager for Windows, we have a apt package manager on Ubuntu. If you are using Red Hat, then there is a package manager called yum, Y-U-M. Okay. So the first command which we are going to run is apt-get update. So what it will do is, it will update the package repositories.
Okay. Can you also copy paste that in our chat?
Yeah, I am going to. Yes, definitely. I am going to install Docker on Ubuntu. Now I am mentioning it as an Ubuntu, not EC2 instance. Now this process you can follow for installing the Docker on Ubuntu, irrespective of whether that Ubuntu is an EC2 instance or it is your own laptop machine, anything. So if you want to install Docker there, so this is how you will do it. I think we had done it on Sampada's machine in this way itself. Okay, then next is apt get install, and these are few packages we are installing. So here we are installing CA certificate package, curl package, and this GNU PG package. So let's copy this and put it in this.
Pranita, can you also paste it in the chat? Sorry to interrupt.
Sure. Yeah, just a minute. I'll do this. So sudo apt get update is the command, first one. Then the next one is this command which you will run. Next is we will install this one more package. I'm just clearing the screen so that we would be able to see the commands properly. Right? Then next is we are going to do a curl. So we are going to download a key there to install the dockers. So this is the fourth command. Okay, next is this one. This command we are going to run. This is the another one. This will add the repository from where the Docker would be downloaded and installed, right? And the last command is to apt get update. So once we add this repository from where the Docker would be downloaded, so we will update the apt again, so it will update the recently added package repository. And once this is done, we are going to install the we are going to run this command which will install the Docker. So this is the command, this is the ultimately the command to install Docker. It will ask for the confirmation. And this is the command you will run at the end. This will install the Dockers in our EC2 instance. So it is installing the Docker. Correct. So it is done. Now we can check if the Docker is installed or not. So Docker, same commands. So okay. So it is giving us this error because permission denied. So we have to say sudo docker image ls. Correct. So we are good here. So we can check by running one sudo docker run hello world. So there is a hello world kind of image Docker has, using which we can check the installation of the Docker. Correct. So it has executed the sudo docker container ps -a. Yeah, so it is there. So Docker is installed properly. We can run all the Docker commands which we have seen so far on this EC2 instance. So if you are facing any issues, especially Sampada, if you are facing any issues with your system, okay, so what you can do is you can create an Ubuntu EC2 instance and you can practice Docker commands there. Not a problem at all.
No, Actually, now I'm able to use the Docker commands on my Linux machine. There I'm not facing any issue.
Okay, absolutely fine then. Okay, so I am just saving this as installing Choco Latte and Chocolate on Windows and Docker on Ubuntu EC2 instance. I'll share this file. Okay, so we have the Docker now. Now the next thing is, let's run Jenkins. Okay, on this.
Pranay, I tried doing the same thing, but when I used all the commands which you have pasted in the chat, after then, when I am doing sudo docker container ps-a, it is not giving me any images actually.
No, that's fine. But are you able to do this sudo docker image ls or these commands? Are you able to run?
Docker image ls.
If you are able to run, it means the Docker is installed properly. We were just checking if the Docker is installed or not.
Yeah, I am. When I run that command sudo docker image ls, I am just getting repository tag and those things.
That's
but I'm
fine.
not getting any data.
No problem. That's fine.
Okay.
Let's run the Jenkins and you will be able to get it. Right, our Jenkins command, we can run a docker run command. This one, which we have already done. And let's run the Jenkins container. Okay, so this will basically run a Jenkins image. This one. So docker run -d, that is in a detached mode, name of the container, then volume, then port forwarding we are doing to 8083 and 8080 is the internal port, and this is our image name, right? So let's run the okay, so the problem is this: Jenkins/Jenkins sudo correct. So it is running Jenkins. See, now very important point I am going to explain. Just give me a few minutes, Kameshri. I will see the problems if you are facing any. But a very important point is here, that when you run a container, Jenkins container now, right? Now if you check sudo docker container ps, so we have a Jenkins running and we have forwarded the port 8080 of our container to 8083, right? Now how to access this Jenkins from my browser? From here, how to access that Jenkins running inside the EC2 instance container? Means we have an EC2 instance, inside that we have a Docker container, and inside that Docker container we have a Jenkins running. Okay, so how to access this? So we have forwarded the port 8080 to 8083. Now if I want to access my Jenkins, what I need to do is, I need to first of all go to my EC2 instance. I'll just go here, I'll copy this public IP and public IP colon 8083, because this is where I am forwarding my containers 8080 port to. Now the problem is I am not able to access this because security group. Try to understand these things. Now we are trying to access the port 8083 of EC2 instance, and EC2 instance, there is a security group here, and in this security group we have only opened port 22 so far. Here we need to add a rule to allow the HTTP traffic, or I'll say custom TCP. And what is the port? 8083 is the port. And what should be my from where I should allow the traffic from? Either my IP, or I'll say for now just anywhere. And if I now save this rule, and now let's try to access Jenkins. See, now I am able to access Jenkins, which is running inside the container in my EC2 instance. So this is what the security group is. So security group basically, is like a firewall. So whatever the ports you want to open for the connection, those ports you should open in the security group of your EC2 instance. And now the rest of the steps are same, so there is no change there. So I can get my password by using docker exec. I'll say sudo docker exec -it. Name of my container is Jenkins. I'm inside the container. I'll scat that file. Sorry. Just a minute. Cat. So this is my password. I'll take it. We'll go here and install the Jenkins there. So this is same. There is no difference there. So it will download the plugins and all that stuff. The important point here is that security group, the inbound role in that security group is very, very important point here. Now, if we wish to run Nexus also, we can do that. So this Nexus thing, I'll just copy this command and I'll start the Nexus also. I'll come out of this. We'll clear the console. And we'll run Nexus also. We already have all these commands handy. So 8081 of my container I am forwarding to 8081 of my EC2 instance. Sudo so it is running now my Nexus container. Now again, what I need to do in order to access my Nexus, I need to add the inbound rule. I'll just scroll down, edit inbound rule for 8081 now. I'll say custom TCP 8081. I'll say anywhere and I'll save the rule. And now I can access my Nexus also using the same IP. IP would be same of that EC2 instance. Port would be 8081. Let it start. Docker container ps sudo Docker container ps. The Nexus is not started, it looks like. Okay, what is the problem? Let's check. Exited. Let's check the Docker logs. Okay, there is insufficient memory for the Java runtime environment to continue. Okay, so we need to set the JVM memory, okay, which we also have seen. If you go and check the Docker Nexus, there we have already seen how to set the JVM memory. There is an environment variable here. See here, this one. This environment variable we have to send. Maybe because our this EC2 instance is it doesn't have the enough memory, so that's the problem. So let me, because it is a macro kind of an instance, so let me do one thing. Docker container stop Nexus. I got it. What is the problem? Docker container stop sudo docker container stop Nexus, okay, and docker sudo docker container prune. And now what we will do is we will take this and to our docker run command, this one, we will paste that and we will set, because we have only 1 GB of RAM here on this system. That is the problem on this EC2 instance. So what I'll do is, like, I'll just simply set 250 kind of MB memory. Let's see if it starts with this. Okay, I understood. Here I need to complete the double quotes actually. Correct. So I have started the container again, Docker. Now let's see if the right. So the Nexus is started now. That's great. There was an issue because of the memory, because we were having only 1 GB. Like currently we are only having RAM of 1 GB. If you check our macro instance resources, we only have 1 GB of RAM. Okay, now let's check. And let me see if the sudo docker container ps. It's not even typing now my commands. Okay, maybe because it is taking some time. Let me close and connect to that instance again. It got hanged actually because there are very limited resources on that EC2. No problem, we will go there one more time. C colon, let me start the git bash. Let's go to this command. Let's connect. Let me check the security group. Okay, SSH, TCP and anywhere it is. Okay. Actually it got hanged. It looks like it got hanged, that EC2 instance. But not a problem. Not a problem. Maybe let's try to connect to it using this EC2 instance connect. Let's see if we can connect it from here. It is taking a lot of time.